Chapter 12, The First Date. Now playing as Ash. It's a beautiful morning in Switzerland, a few days after the filming on Garden has wrapped. Ava is set to appear in a talk show later that day, and once her hair and makeup are finished, the two of you have a moment alone. I can't believe tonight is our first official date. I've been looking forward to it all week, even though you still haven't told me what we're doing. It's a surprise. Can't you give me a tiny hint? I'll give you a hint if you beg for it. She gets to her feet, then sinks to her knees in front of you, looking up at you through her fluttering eyelashes. Please, Ash. She nearly moans your name, and you swallow roughly at the spike of desire it sends through you. Just one little hint. She rests the side of her head against your thigh, her warmth bleeding through your jeans and making you ache. Since you asked so nicely, I'll tell you that we're going somewhere that no one else will be able to bother us. We can't get done taping this show fast enough. Soon you're in the back of the limo, heading towards the television studio, when Ava smirks and puts her hand on your thigh. You know, I don't think I've thanked you for running around with me all day. Her hand glides up your leg to tug at the hem of your shirt, her fingertips grazing your stomach and making you suck in a breath. God, I want you. I want to, Ava, but you just had your lips done. I can still make you feel good. With a playful smile, her hand slips inside your briefs. Ruh-roh. There's a quick tease. Just think of that as a preview of tonight. Oh, well, two can play that game. I should get her just as wound up. You don't waste any time, your hand gliding sensually up her thighs and dipping into her panties. Another tease. Just as she cries out, you do stop, letting your hand linger for just a moment before pulling it back. How's that for a preview? Not nearly enough. Paparazzi and fans hoard outside of the talk show studio as you and Ava arrive. Inside, the atmosphere is abuzz as the host, a charismatic man with a warm smile, greets you both. Ah, it's him, yes. Ah, there they are, the dynamic duo themselves. It's such a pleasure to finally meet you in person. We're happy to be here, Jim. I was actually thinking we would make this interview a joint affair. How does that sound, Ash? You want me to be on the show? Absolutely. People are desperate to see the two of you together. I'd love that, but only if you're comfortable going out there, Ash. She takes her hand and gives it a squeeze, her smile enough to send warmth curling through you. I was in Special Forces, remember? This should be easy. As the crowd cheers with excitement, you and Ava take your seats on the set, squeezing into a chair together. Wrap my arm around her shoulders. You can't resist the urge to draw her closer, wrapping your arm around her and pulling her into your side. With your bodies pressed together, you find yourselves relaxed just as the live light flicks on. Well, Ava, I must say, the anticipation for Guarded is off the charts. Fans are dying to know all the juicy details. Can you share a bit about your approach to the character of Selene Grey? It's no secret that I'm a huge fan of this book, and Selene Grey is such a complex character. You never know what she's gonna do, and I wanted the audience to be on the edge of their seats the same way I was when I first read it. And what was it a bit like working with Valero Batista, Renee Foster, and Remy DeLong? The entire cast and crew are wonderful. I feel lucky to be part of this talented team. She looks utterly at ease. Even with all the people watching her, and you're so lost in watching her, you nearly miss Jim's next question. And how about you, Ash? How has it been watching her? She's so passionate for this project. Watching her pour her heart into every scene, I couldn't help but admire her. Oh, Ash. She squeezes your hand and you meet her eyes, hoping to convey the truth of your words. Now we're obviously excited about the movie, but I think all of us want to know more about the two of you. How did it all start? Well, the first time I saw Ava, she stood out from everyone else. There was something special about her acting, even among stars like Val and Renee. At first I thought I was just connecting with the character, but then she looked right at me and I knew it was more than that. I remember that moment. It was like the world around us faded away. Sounds like love at first sight. Ava leans her head on your shoulder with a soft smile. The audience lets out a collective "Aww." What we have is certainly special, that's for sure. As the talk show wraps up, you take hold of her hand, wanting nothing more than to whisk her away from the crowd. Thank you both for joining us today. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having us. And don't forget to watch Guarded in theaters. Finally, that night, you and Ava are free for your date. You carefully shepherd a blindfolded Ava onto a dock towards a large yacht floating in the harbor. Oh my god, we actually get a blindfold. Why does the ground suddenly feel a little less grounded? You'll see soon enough. I should carry her onto the yacht, guide her body with my hands. I'm gonna carry. She gasps as you sweep her in your arms, cradling her against your chest. Ash. Just trust me. She reaches up and feels your neck so she can sling her arms around it, leaning her head on your shoulder. You know I do. Trying to ignore the way that merely touching her sets your skin ablaze, you step onto the deck of the boat. As you set her down, you keep your hands on her shoulders, steadying her with your touch before you reach up to untie her blindfold. Surprise. Soft string lights twinkle above, casting a warm glow over the dozy dining area and adding an extra shine to her eyes. This is like something out of a fairy tale. You deserve nothing less. You pull out a chair for her. She looks at you in awe as she takes a seat, her expression full of affection and desire. How on earth were you able to arrange all of this? It must have cost a fortune. I pulled some strings, called in some favors. As the boat starts to glide across the tranquil waters of the lake, the soft scent of Ava's perfume wafts over you. And how do you keep the paparazzi from following us? I may have arranged for a pair of talented individuals to dress up as us to lure them away. You thought of everything, didn't you? Yes. I wanted our first real date to be special. We've done so many incredible things together, but I wanted the real thing to be even better than the act. You're here, Ash. That's all I need. Soon, delectable food is brought out, each plate a work of art, and as you eat, Ava leans forward, her expression thoughtful. Since this is our first real date, we should get to know more about one another. I think we're a bit past that, don't you? You let your eyes rake her body to accentuate your point, admiring the soft line of her neck and the sumptuous curves of her breasts. Not to mention that we spend almost all day and every day together. But there's still so much I don't know about you. You hardly ever talk about your past, especially your time in the forces. You look away and swallow hard as the memories flood in, pushing back the building tide of sorrow. It's just that it was pretty boring, more like a normal job than you'd think. There must be some exciting stories hidden in there. Despite yourself, you think back to the days in Special Forces, one memory surfacing as a bright spot in the darkness. Colby, Enzo, and I did get into a long-standing prank war. It was mostly silly little things, nothing nearly as entertaining as the stuff in your life. She reaches across the table to take your hand, her gentle touch enough to banish the lingering pain. I want to know everything about you, Ash, even the parts you think are boring. Well, there was this one time that helped us track Enzo down when he went missing. Let's start at the beginning. How did you three get into a prank war in the first place? Well, Colby ditched us at a bar that night before to go to dance with a girl, so Enzo and I decided to play a little trick on him. He's terrified of spiders, so we got a hold of a massive one, put it in his bed when he was out. You didn't. Her laughter is infectious, you can't help but mirror her grin, warmth blooming in your chest. The scream he let out when he discovered it was priceless, though it was less funny when he wound up getting bit. Did he have to go to the hospital? Yeah, but the spider wasn't venomous or anything, so they gave him a band-aid and sent him on his way. So, how'd one prank escalate to a full-on war? Well, Enzo thought it was the only fair to prank me too after what happened to Colby, so he filled all my shoes with shaving cream. Ew. Ava's grip on your hand tightens reflexively. She giggles. You momentarily forget how to breathe, swept up in the beauty of her. I take it you got him back. Colby and I both. We called him to be pretending to be the president, convinced him that his office was haunted. Haunted is more logical. I made up a story that one of the aides had told me about a grisly murder that took place in the building decades before. Told Enzo the government had covered it up to keep people from panicking. And he believed you. Not at first, but Colby's a tech wizard. He got a remote access to some of Enzo's devices. All he had to do was turn on the TV and turn it off, make the lights flicker a couple of times. Enzo was in a panic. Did he try and have it exorcised? No, but he was going to have us do a seance to contact the victim, which was when he literally had to give up the ghost. He must have been furious. More like plotting as revenge. He was always a good sport, even as the pranks got more and more elaborate. You take a deep breath, doing your best to keep your voice level, but none ever posed a threat to Enzo. Not until she gives her hand a soft squeeze that you quickly return, letting her touch anchor you as you think back on that day. The embassy is a bustling hub of activity, and Colby abruptly stand at attention as one of your superiors approaches, scowling. Harper, this little prank war has officially gone too far. Where's Mr. Visser? What are you talking about? Thatcher's supposed to be on him today. He slipped Thatcher around lunchtime, left a note in his room, hasn't been answering his phone. That's not the kind of prank we pull, sir. Then he must be pranking you. We'll do a cursory search, but I'm sure he'll turn up. And when he does, you'll tell him the game is over, understand? Yes, sir. The man gives you a stern nod and walks away, leaving you alone with Colby. It's not like Enzo to go radio silent. Or slip his guard just to prank us. We should go and see what's up. With a growing sense of urgency, you make your way to Enzo's secured residence, where you find a note on the couch. This must be the note that Thatcher found. Don't wait for me, gone fishing. Enzo fishes? If he does, he's never mentioned it to me. Look at the note under a lamp. Pulling the note up to the light, you examine it carefully. See anything? Your eyes scan every inch of the note. When you notice a series of dots and dashes, the light can't shine through. It's Morse code. Your stomach drops as the implication hits you. Enzo did leave you a message to explain his disappearance. So this isn't a prank. No. Enzo must have been forced to write this before he was taken. Damn it! You hear your pulse racing in your ears as you rush to decode his real message. It's an address. Get the car, we have to leave now. Back at the present day, Ava keeps a tight hold on your hand, concern etched across her face as you recount the events. We left immediately, and, well, we don't need to dwell on the rest. That sounds intense. I can't even imagine how hard it must have been searching for him while you were so worried. It was challenging. But that's what all of our training is for. We always have that and our instincts to fall back on. You guys are incredible. When you have a bond with someone like we did with Enzo, you'll do anything to find him. And did you find him? Her eyes search yours, and you once again swallow down your emotions lurking just beneath the surface. I'm not ready to tell her the rest. That's not what tonight is about. Yes, we did. But, right now I'd rather focus on the present, being here with you. She strokes the back of your hand gently with her thumb, and you can feel the remaining tension ease from your body. I know it's not easy, but I appreciate you sharing this with me. As you finish the last of your dinner, a decadent dessert topped with a single cherry is brought out, and you welcome the change in focus. Looks like we'll have to fight for the cherry. Your eyes drop to her mouth, and as she smiles playfully, you find yourself longing more for the sweetness of her lips and the sweetness of the fruit. I'd be willing to let you have it, since you did orchestrate this perfect night for us. Pluck the cherry from the top of the dessert, rolling it between your thumb and your index finger. Sensually eat the cherry, feed her the cherry. Feed her the cherry. With a mischievous glint in your eyes, you hold the cherry up in front of her. I wouldn't want to be accused of being selfish. You take it. She leans in, her lips grazing your fingers as she gives it a slow, seductive lick while her eyes never leave yours. You watch as she sucks the fruit into her mouth, a bit of juice still staining your lips, and heat blooms between your legs. That tastes amazing. A soft gasp escapes her lips. You feel the heat rising between you both. So, what's after that incredible meal? The night is just getting started. After dinner, the boat gracefully glides to a halt at an island in the center of the lake, a magnificent windmill towering above you. Stepping inside, you lead Ava to the magnificent bedroom looking out over the lake, and she gasps, her eyes wide as she takes it all in. How did you even find this place? It's a bed and breakfast, but tonight we have it all to ourselves. Her eyes sparkle, she turns to you, stepping into your arms and leaning up to capture your mouth in a passionate kiss. The floodgates of desire you've been holding back since this morning finally spill over, and you draw her tightly against you. I've been thinking about this all day. The softness of her lips against yours sends a delightful shiver down your spine. You can't resist deepening the kiss. She twines her arms around your neck as you taste the sweetness of her mouth, heat rapidly spreading through your body. You catch her lower lip between your teeth, and she gasps softly as you draw it out between you. As you soothe the same spot with a tender lick, you find yourself lost once more in her lips, unwilling to be parted from her. You aren't the only one. Tangled up in each other, her body presses even closer to yours as she follows your lips the moment you pull away. The fire between you grows. Each time you come together, your kisses turn frenzied. Well, now you've got me at your mercy. You're on your hands along her sides, and she rises against you as you feel the sumptuous curves of her body. Her fingers dig into your back as you drop your head down beside her ear, your lips brushing the shell of it as you speak. And I plan to take full advantage of it. You slot your thigh between her legs, rubbing against her through her clothes. She bites her lip, barely holding back a moan as her hips rock forward, chasing the sensation. You know, we can hook up anywhere or no one can hear us. Fine. No one can hear us. We can be as loud as we want. Slide your hands around to her, grab her ass, grabbing a hold of it and grinding her against your thigh. Ash. She throws her head back, the sharp cry of your name enough to make you throb with want. Keep saying my name like that. Grabbing the fabric of her dress, you hike it up, your fingertips skimming her bare leg as you do. Then you take a hold of her thigh and guide it around your waist, needing to feel as much of her as possible. It's not enough. Breasts are pressed against the firm lines of your chest, pillowy soft and begging for your touch. Hunger courses through you, a need to explore her body, to taste every inch of her. The things I want to do to her, and here I finally can. Hooking her other leg around you, you stumble back towards the bed as your lips find hers once more. As your knees hit the edge of the bed, you drop her down on it, her dark eyes staring up at you with pure want. I'm all yours. Have a steamy night together. We know where that's gonna lead. Or just relax. You didn't share a night of passion with Ava in the windmill. I just want to hold you tonight. Falling back on the bed to join her, the two of you quickly come together again. The sleep finds you far too easily as you're wrapped up in each other's arms, hearts beating in sync. The next morning, you and Ava sail back to the mainland, only to find a swarm of paparazzi waiting for you. Should have figured our ruse would only work for so long. Listen, the whole entire planet could be searched by these people. They'll find you eventually, but only a small handful. Come on. We just have to get through them. The cameras flash relentlessly, making it difficult to see as you and Ava try to push through the crowd. What were you two doing last night? Whew. I timed that just right as I had the world's loudest sneeze. Why all the secrecy? And amid the commotion, someone collides with Ava, causing her to stumble over a pile of rope. Ah! Time seems to slow as she stumbles, falls, rope wrapping around her ankles as the water at the dock's edge swallow her up. Ava! Panic surges through you, but as desperate as you are to reach her side, the crowd of paparazzi blocks you. When you finally break through, someone has already helped Ava to shore, her body shivering from the cold water. Are you okay? You could have died. I'm fine, Ash. Let's just get back to the hotel. Your thoughts are still racing, even after you get Ava settled in a warm bath. She could have drowned. There was nothing I could have done. Maybe this date was a bad idea after all. Frustrated, you pull off your jacket, only notice a folded piece of paper hanging out of the pocket. Ash, you can't protect her no matter where you go or what you do. As long as she's with you, she's at risk. The stalker was here. No real surprise there. Without further ado, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description, plenty of things to check out. Who, what, when, where, and why. Ways to support the channel, yada, yada, yada. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. That's what I really value, is your thoughts on this book. And, yeah, that's about it. I know some of you are going to go, but what about the diamond toys? Listen, there's just times when you know a scene is just going to be pure that, and I can't cover it anyway. I want you to realize, I can select that diamond choice all I want. I personally. I can read it all I want. But here's the thing is, I can't share it with any of you because YouTube. We live in an age where YouTube can have people who have literally and figuratively no clothing on do yoga, and because it's some sort of crap underneath their, like, hey, it's okay, that can be up on this platform. Seriously, go search it. But if I read a story which just merely alludes to things, I can have my videos removed. See how it makes no sense? This world makes no sense anymore. So, again, I'm just explaining to you guys why I make the choices that I make and why I cut out some of the things that I cut out. So, please do understand. It is not by choice, but it's by forced choice. Okay? Alright. So, catch y'all later. Peace out.